begins with seeing. Before the camera captures an image, the photographer must first recognize a moment, a relationship, a feeling, or a possibility. The difference between simply looking and truly seeing is one of the most important transformations in an artist's journey. The artistic eye is not something a person is simply born with. It is developed through curiosity, awareness, practice, and reflection. The first step in training the artistic eye is learning to observe beyond appearance. A beginner often sees objects. An artist sees relationships. A beginner sees a person standing in a landscape. An artist sees the connection between human form, light, texture, and emotion. A beginner sees a shadow. An artist sees atmosphere, mystery, and meaning. This deeper level of observation transforms ordinary moments into creative opportunities. The second principle is awareness of light. Light is the foundation of photography. However, developing an artistic eye means learning to notice not only brightness and darkness, but the emotional qualities of light. Morning light may suggest freshness and possibility. Evening light may suggest memory and reflection. Soft shadows may create intimacy. Strong contrast may communicate strength or tension. A photographer who understands light begins seeing photographs everywhere. The third principle is understanding visual relationships. Every image contains relationships between elements. Lines guide attention. Shapes create balance. Textures create contrast. Negative space creates breathing room. Colors influence emotion. The artistic eye recognizes how these elements interact before the shutter is pressed. The fourth principle is slowing down. Modern life encourages constant speed, but meaningful observation requires patience. Many powerful photographs appear when a photographer takes time to study a scene rather than immediately capture it. Look, wait, observe, allow the image to reveal itself. The fifth principle is emotional awareness. Photography is not only about external reality. It is also about internal response. Why does a particular scene attract you? Why does a certain face, gesture, or place create emotion? Understanding your own reactions helps you develop a more personal artistic language. The sixth principle is learning from other art forms. Painters teach photographers about composition and color. Sculptors teach photographers about form and three-dimensional structure. Filmmakers teach photographers about storytelling and atmosphere. Musicians teach photographers about rhythm and emotional timing. Artistic vision grows when different creative disciplines influence one another. The seventh principle is developing intuition. At advanced levels, photographers often make decisions quickly because years of practice have trained their perception. This intuition is not random. It is accumulated knowledge becoming instinct. The camera becomes an extension of observation rather than a separate tool. However, intuition must continue evolving. A mature artist remains open to new discoveries and avoids becoming trapped by a familiar style. Growth requires continued curiosity. The artistic eye also requires acceptance of personal perspective. Every photographer sees the world differently. Two people can photograph the same subject and create completely different images because each person brings unique experiences, emotions, and imagination. This difference is not a limitation. It is the foundation of originality. Ultimately, training the artistic eye is a lifelong process. It is not about seeing more things. It is about seeing more deeply. The photographer's greatest tool is not the camera. It is awareness. A camera can capture what is visible, but an artistic eye reveals what is meaningful. When observation, emotion, and imagination come together, photography becomes more than recording reality. It becomes a way of understanding the world. And that is the true philosophy of seeing.